Hello, guys. Welcome to Social Studies. I am obviously not with you today. I miss you very much. But I wanted to go ahead and post this video so that you don't get behind in social studies. And I decided to go with the chapter on economics because this one is mostly vocabulary and that's something easier to do sort of on your own. So we're looking at page 79. You need those terms that I printed for you in blue, and I've shown you the video, or it's linked just before this video, on how to assemble those. So if you have those ready, don't glue them down yet because you're going to need them as we go through these terms. I want to start with the reading, and I want to read this out loud for you and let you listen to it. I've highlighted the terms with boxes, so as we come to those, we will highlight the definitions if we can find them in there. This is called annotating that we talked about in reading class. So let's take a look at page 80, and we're going to go all the way to page 82. This is called an introduction to economics. I have to zoom in so I can see. Have you ever traded something with a friend to get something you wanted? Have you ever tried selling something to someone else? If so, then you have participated in the study of economics. Economics is the study of how people make and spend money by buying and selling goods and services. Sounds simple? Not quite. Goods and services are a major part of economics. Goods are the actual products that people buy and sell. An iPod, car, apple, or pencil are all goods. A service, on the other hand, is an action or work that someone provides to help someone. Dentists provide the service of caring for our teeth. Taxi drivers provide the service of getting us where we need to go. Your teacher provides a service too. He or she teaches you what you need to know. In order to produce goods and services, productive resources must be used. Productive resources are the resources that are needed to provide goods and services. There are three types of productive resources: natural resources, human resources, and capital resources. Natural resources are things that are found in nature. Air, water, wood, wind, iron, gold, and silver are all examples of natural resources. Human resources are the people who work to earn money while producing goods and services. Dentists and teachers are examples of human resources. Construction workers, cashiers, and mailmen are also examples of human resources. Finally, capital resources are the products used to create other products. Money is one of the most common capital resources many businesses need. They also need capital resources like buildings, tools, machines, and more. Companies selling goods and services often offer incentives to their customers. An incentive is something that is offered to help you make economic decisions. Positive incentives offer rewards for choices, and negative incentives offer consequences for choices. A restaurant might offer a positive incentive to their customers by sending out coupons for a free lunch. The positive incentive makes people want to decide to visit the restaurant. A national park might offer a negative incentive to their visitors by fining people for littering. This negative incentive discourages littering. Sometimes places offering goods and services can offer incentives for their human capital employees too. Sometimes in economics you have to make a choice between two or more goods or services. When you choose one thing over another, you are making a trade-off. Imagine that you just earned $20 for allowance this month. Your best friend invites you to the movies, but you have been saving up to buy a new video game. You won't have enough money to do both. You will have to make a trade-off by choosing the movie or the game. Often, when you make economic decisions, you will have an opportunity cost. The opportunity cost is the cost or value of what you give up when you choose one thing over another thing. If you choose to go to the movie with your friend, you'll have to give up your new video game. The video game becomes your opportunity cost. If you choose to buy the game instead, you won't be able to go to the movie. In this example, missing out on the movie is your opportunity cost. Comparing the opportunity cost and the benefits can help you make good economics decisions. A decision is a choice you make based on the trade-offs and opportunity costs. Some decisions can be difficult to make, since there is often a trade-off or opportunity cost involved. In many economic choices you make, there are risks involved. A risk is a chance someone takes when making a decision. Some risks are large, and some risks are small. If you decide to spend all of your allowance on that new video game, you are risking not having enough money to do other things later. If a business decides to spend money by opening a new restaurant, they are taking a risk on whether or not it will be successful enough to earn their money back. In economics, there are people and businesses who make and sell goods and services. These people are called producers. They are called producers because they produce, which means they make goods, which means to make goods and services. The people who buy the goods and services are called consumers. They are called consumers because they consume, which means to buy or use. Without producers making their goods and providing services, there would be nothing for consumers to buy. Without consumers, producers would have no reason to make their goods and provide their services. If you visit the dentist is a producer and you, the patient, are the consumer. When you shop at the grocery store, the store is the producer of goods and you are the consumer. Producers have to pay close attention to supply and demand. Supply refers to the amount of something, either a good or a service, that is available to consumers. Demand, on the other hand, is how much of something, either a good or a service, that consumers want. For example, since everyone needs to get their teeth cleaned, there is a high demand for dentists. If there are not enough dentists to serve everyone, there is a low supply of dentists. If there are more dentists than patients, the consumers, there is a high supply of dentists. Sometimes supply and demand fluctuates or changes. Several years ago, there was a very high demand for rainbow loom bracelet looms and rubber bands to go with them. Producers of the bracelet makers responded by making a very high supply of the product. After they weren't as popular anymore, the demand from consumers for the product went down. As the demand decreased, producers supplied less and less of the product. Okay, I think I'm going to stop this video and in the next one we will define these terms.